the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. We're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy.
What is this?
Today we're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The chief minister ain't this. The chief minister that. I didn't form nothing. Nothing. All I did was continue what was trying to be discontinued. 1995, Supreme Grand Council, that is, stood up and say the proper grand body is no more. And I said, no, Joe, that won't go. No, Joe, that won't go. That won't go. Yeah. I said I would continue on. They said, well, brother, right here, we're going to make you the supreme member of the Supreme Grand Council. I say, all is well with that idea. Well, guess what? The grand body still is. The grand body still is the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. We're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy.
What is this?
Today we're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The chief minister ain't this. The chief minister that. I didn't form nothing. Nothing. All I did was continue what was trying to be discontinued. 1995, Supreme Grand Council, that is, stood up and say the proper grand body is no more. And I said, no, Joe, that won't go. No, Joe, that won't go. That won't go. Yeah. And I said I would continue on. They said, well, brother, right here, we're going to make you a supreme member of the Supreme Grand Council. I said, all is well with that idea. Well, guess what? The grand body still, but the grand body still is the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. We're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy.
What is this round? What is this that surrounds me? Allah's loving arms. What is this upholds me? Allah's hand.
Religious controversy. The religious controversy really stems from the fact, what's your religion? What's your nationality? And we as a people should understand the depth of what's your nationality, what's your religion. It goes way back before Prophet Noble Ali came. When the slaveholder beat Kuli Kinte and made him Toby. When he told the Negroes on the plantation, you can't say your own name, your own language. That he divided us from our religion became the controversy. Since that time, we've been running around the people trying to say what our religion is on our own, like we know better. But what we actually been doing is switching from one slaveholder to another. We go from Christianity, from Judaism. The Jews sold us into slavery. They came out of Egypt, and it tells you in the Bible, in Leviticus, that they're going to slave the people that came out of Egypt with them. Then you get into Christianity say we're cursed people. From Ham, we're cursed people. Then you get into Islam, they tell you Muhammad's the last prophet. And while they hold the Quran up in there and say Allahu Akbar, they had their foot on our neck. They held us in slavery in Arabia up to 1962. Now I had some people tell me, well, Brother Wright, the original Arabs, they were black, they was Moors. Now I have to tell them you a lie. The original Arabs was not Moors. It's impossible. It's so impossible that I put up the scripture. Psalms 83, verse 6. It says the Ishmaelites on the land of the Moabites. It didn't say the Moabites on the land, Ishmaelites. So the Ishmaelites are descendants of Ishmael, who descended of Ibrahim through Hagar. So that lets you know they had to be on our land. We was never on their land. Now, as occupying authorities, they've changed the history of our people. So now we believe in order to be Islamic, we gotta speak Arabic and dye beards red, wear our pants all the way up to our kneecaps and, speak Arabic. What's the difference between that and Christianity? None. Because the Christian gave you a Christian named Joe Bob.
Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam, Islam, Islam.
And welcome to another edition of If the Truth Be Told.
If the truth be told.
As tonight is our esteemed host, our Sheikh, Dr. Rasadi Hill, the Moorish Mahdi, who will be dropping the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us all. And we hope that the fairest impression of truth will be on your heart, that you might contemplate your frame. That you might contemplate your frame, not that you will. Without further ado, we're going to yield the meeting to our esteemed host, Sheikh Dr. Rasadi Hill. We leave you as we came. That's in peace, love, praises unto Allah Almighty. Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah.
I rise in all perfect praise to Allah, the Father, the universe, the Father, seen, unseen, known and unknown, giving high honors, praise, not just honors, praises to the only one that's worth praiseworthy is Allah. I give high honors to align the person of our holy prophet, Drew Ali, this day, yesterday, and days yet to come. I said, Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. Islam, Islam, Islam. We got to start part 2 of dealing with Taharka Trump Jr.'s fake news. Put it on. You got it? All right, let me send it to you then. I thought you had it down here. Yes. Okay. Okay, here you go. You got it? Here you go. Let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. Come here. Come here. Come and get this. Okay. Don't go that way. Get up there. Wait. Stop it. Because it's in my ear. I forgot it's in my ear. Okay. Take it off of that. Put it on that. On that. Okay.
You up to something.
All right. There you go. We ain't got nothing for you to. You can't put it on your site?
So he's trying to use that in the form of a crack story. To claim that's how he became a leader. I want you to follow that. Now that's number 1. I want you to work with me. That's number 1. That's story number 1. Now we're going to get into number 2. Now we're going to get into story number 2. Now, you know, just like in Christianity, when Paul wanted to take over, what did he say? He looked in the clouds, and then he said, Saul, why you kick at the pricks and why you prosecute me? Every time somebody want to get in leadership, I said it once and I said 1,000 times, they always blame it on some spook. But this time it was the crack god. The crack god told him to get right. Right? He told him to get right. And that's how he became a leader. That's number 1. Now let's get into number 2. All right? Now this is where it gets good. This is where it gets good, my bad. Let's get into number 2. All right, let's get into number 2. Here we go. Now, before we can get deep into number 2, I need to tell a story. I like to tell a story, and I want you to pay attention because this is how I like to teach it. I like to teach it in a story way. So first of all, some of this might be repeat, whoever seen some of my presentations before, but if you haven't seen some of my presentation, even if you've seen it before, I always throw a twist in it. But it's only going to be a little bit repeat. Okay, so now, our standing question is, how did he become an Adat Grand Sheik and a Supreme Grand Sheik? All right? Now, one of the reasons that these organizations call themselves the Moorish Science Temple of America do the things they do is because of this group right here. This group right here is the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated, or Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated. And when they begin to create this lineage concept, everybody thought that they needed to create.
Nah. What gets me with his story is, yes, I took a fall. Yes, Yes, I did. I smoked crack. Yes, I did. Well, y'all got to remember one thing. I didn't hide it. He didn't know about it. He didn't know about it until I told it. I want y'all to understand this now. That nigga there didn't know nothing about it till I told him. Same thing with all of you. When I came back from California, me and all of you sat down and talked, and I told him. I said, brother, I did such and such, such and such. But the funny part, ain't nobody said I became a drug counselor. Hold on, stop it. I forgot my book. Let me get my book. Because the Christians accepted it. Let me get my book. I knew something I forgot.
We take a pause for the call.
I needed somebody when you put the tape, my face next to the tape, but they can't do it. Let's see. Now the Negro said, let me see. Well, he had a thing like Paul. He's a good mouthpiece. Except he's stupid. He's a good mouthpiece. See, this is why he didn't have me on the show. He didn't have me on the show because I got evidence. I got proof. All he got is what I told him. And he didn't tell you everything I told him. But tonight, you're going to see some more. Okay. Huh. Let me see, where is it at? I know I picked up the right folder. Huh. I'm going to show you pictures of me with people that you know and other grand bodies that's now top dogs because of me. What did I do? I know I put the picture back in here. I thought I did. I thought this was the folder. It might be the other folder upstairs. Man. Huh. So I like it when they talk dirty. Oh, here you go. Let me see. He said what? That I was a crackhead and I had the Paul vision. Is that Paul vision? Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
That's me in the Circle Glide Memorial Church. They got streets named after the guy I was over there with. That's me with a client, a female client. The other side over here, that's Sister Maya Angelou niece. They work with me. 3 years. 3 years. What that Negro talk? Paul ain't did nothing for 3 years. 3 years, huh? Well, you didn't know I was a crackhead till I told you because I'm not afraid of you. So I'm not afraid of these false dragons that blow puff, puff, puff. I'm not afraid of these dragons. I got so much stuff in this little booklet here. See. I got letters from people that he ain't never met that asked me to be muftis and stuff. And they knew I'd done drugs, but you know what they told me? I conquered a 4-man. They said I conquered a 4-man. This nigga still sleeping with a hoe. He ain't married her or nothing. This nigga followed a homosexual. He traces lineage to a homosexual. Open up your Morris literature and tell me what the prophet said. If a man has not lived a clean and moral life, he shouldn't be in the death chamber. Neither Belial nor him should have been in the death chamber. Why? Because they ain't living a clean and moral life. But go ahead, show me something else on that.
Kirkman Bay hijacked what he thought was the movement in 1934. He traces himself back to 1929, when clearly 1929, he was not the Grand Sheik, he was not the Supreme Grand Sheik, he was not anything. You know what I'm saying? But he traces himself to 1929, when clearly we know that Emil was the Grand Sheik in 1929. And in fact, that's a story for another time, which I've told many times before. He just wasn't the Grand Sheik. But anyway, when they begin to pass on their leadership, Brother Kirkman Bey, F. Nelson Bey, J. Blakely Bey, Brother R. Lovell, and today Brother R. Jones Bey, everybody thought that they had to trace a lineage back to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, because Kirkman Bey traced himself back to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, but he really didn't. It's really just an illusion. He never traced himself back to Prophet Noble Drew Ali as an official officer of the temple. But he put himself in 1929 as if he was an official officer of the temple. He's never been an official officer of the temple. I don't care how many keys they say was passed to him. I don't care how many events he went to with the Prophet. He was never... From what we know, from what research tells.
Y'all know what research, see, that's that Belial lie stuff. Let me give you the real record. No, Kirkman Bey was only made an adep by the Prophet. Adep. He was never made a sheik by the Prophet. He got the ministry papers from the brother, who the Prophet prized on his power and authority to, Saint Emil. In a secret meeting, they made him Supreme Grand Moderator and Advisor, and he turned it into being bigger than the Grand Sheik. That's the truth of that. But let me go on. By 1934, Sister D. Leal had overthrew her husband. She took him down south and abandoned him. He died in Mississippi at his people house. No, you're going to keep it because we're going to go back. What?
Now.
Oh, it went out. Okay. I got it. I'll put it back on. And so then Leal got abandoned by Sister D. Leal. Sister D. Leal, now I was there. Listen, and they taught me this. I met the sister. I sat with the sister. I ate at the sister house. I interviewed Sister D. Leal for 2.5 hours. I proved that again in 2019 when I brought it up to Belial. Then Belial turned around and said, oh, she was senile. She had problems. I told myself, but you didn't say that when she was there, but she told me you wasn't the Supreme Grand Sheik. So anyway, as I sat there learning these things, The prophet said he who reached the lowest depth gains the greatest height. Y'all forget it. He forgot about that. But he followed a homosexual. Let me just show you. When I first met Taharka, I met him at his prophet's place. I had my charm on. At his prophet, why you got that sword on? Why you pull your sword in my house? Why you pull your sword? I said, I don't know who you are. Well, I'm the prophet. I told him, I don't know who you are. You telling everybody you the prophet. You're not my damn prophet. But guess who was there? Tell me he's a prophet. Taharka Trump Jr. But his fake story, but. And I never forget it after I kept on telling him, I said, you're not my prophet. In his own house, in his temple, I told him, you're not my prophet. That's how deep I defend the prophet. This is what he said. He looked over there at Taharka and then said, who am I to y'all? They said, prophet know what you want to prophet know what you want to I'm like, dang. Then he looked at the people on his other side. He said, who am I to y'all? Then he started talking, prophet know what you want to prophet know what you want to Then he looked at me and said, who am I to you, brother? I said, you ain't my prophet. But Taharka next to the man calling him a prophet. His name's Sample Bay. He come out of Temple 13. He wasn't no prophet. And what he did was a prophet, but he wasn't no prophet. So later on, as I crushed that idea, because I wouldn't accept the man as a prophet, I got pictures of that meeting that we had too. So anyway, he said, why did you come? I said, brother, I was just inviting you and the other Moors, other people that say that you're Moors. I invited you to come down here where we can sit down, we can talk about unity. Well, what the prophet say, Mo? Then don't you hear the prophet? The prophet say you can't have a meeting without him. I said, sir, that ain't what my prophet said. Well, I'm telling you now, I'm the prophet. I said, you ain't my prophet. You might be their prophet, but you ain't mine. Mm-hmm. So we went through some more stuff and I left there. His people didn't show up. Let me show you. I think I got a picture of the meeting right here. So we had the meeting without the Negro, without the false prophet. We still had our meeting. And it was a success without him. Brothers from other temples came and we sat and we talked. And they discovered some stuff that they hadn't known by our way of teaching. And so anyway, we went on and on and on and on without. You hear me say we went on and on without him? Because we didn't need no false prophet. Matter of fact, we went back up there in 2005 and got in a fight with those niggas. Because he got 12, he didn't want to get him 12 disciples and call them grand sheiks. He got 12 grand sheiks. But Taharka wasn't one. He didn't make Taharka a damn thing. See the picture? Look at that picture. Yeah, you see it?
Yes.
Okay, the one at the bottom is when we had the meeting in that hall. You see, we had the young Moses Muftin and stuff. So I got some more pictures somewhere. I'm gonna have 2-3 folders full of pictures. So anyway, in 2005, we went up there and they got mad because they told me, I'm trying to be just. And I said, listen, this is what we're going to do. The head of a temple, y'all can get together with your members, turn around, discuss what you want, then we'll let you speak it. I mean, now this is fair and just. Do you know, there's 8 of them over there and 8 of them trying to talk in my meeting? Well, we all grand sheik. Grand sheiks are who? What temple you are? We're the prophet. We're the prophet temple. There's 12 of us, but only 8 of us here. I said, this is what y'all have to do then. Y'all go there in the corner and powwow. Y'all powwow enough. Whoever you think is the best of y'all, bring them up here and I'll let them talk. Well, brother, you insulting us. I said, no, I'm not. So anyway, doing to me, they said, how you gonna speak for that brother? I said, because he's my member. I said, if I was in your temple, when your prophet speaking, you can correct everything you said and try to correct me. He said, yes, in my temple I run it. So anyway, Sister D. Leah came back. And because the Moors knew rightly next head of the Supreme Grand Council or the prophet's grand body was supposed to be Brother William Morrison Hill. Now the strange part is people don't talk about, except for the people that are there, is her and William Morrison Hill started having relationships. Yeah, they had sexual relationships. Not only had sexual relationships, she held on to the stuff, and I got a letter given to me by Belly Hill, one of the letters that William Morrison Hill put out as the Supreme Grand Sheik, because he was the Supreme Grand Sheik up to 1936. He was Supreme Grand Sheik for 2 years. And doing that, he said the sister is doing what Sister Mary Ali did with Brother St. Melille. She was issuing my stuff and she wanted them to have it. She wasn't giving him nothing. He had to beg her for flags and everything. I got the letters on that. But now Sister D. Melille, when I met her, she said there was no Supreme Grand Sheik. And she was right, and he's right. There was not where he was at. There was no lineage. One, the sister wasn't the head of the more scientific America, but she wanted to be. You don't have to believe me. Go look at Braswell Bay website. Look at their movies. Look at their stuff. Look up 1929 to 1936, and you hear Braswell Bay reading letters off. If you listen to the letters carefully, you see where she took over the movie. Where she said, yes, brother, continue to write the home office, my house. Well, how your house the home office? During the prophet's lifetime, his house was the home office. During me real time, his house was office. And William Morris Info been in office, but we give him the paperwork. So he right about that. Now, why did he throw me up in there? Because I'm the baddest mother of them all. Because I ain't tricked nobody. Remember, he had me on his show. Don't believe me? Go look at his show while I'm on it. He kissing my butt. If I had any doo-doo left in my butt, he licked it off. Don't believe me? Look at his own video. Now he got all this other stuff behind my back. How come he had me on the show? Behind my back, he talking all this stuff. He couldn't talk like that. I invited him on the show. Because he ain't got no evidence, no proof. He followed a homosexual. When you see that Belly Hill, I'm going to show you right here. Prove my point. I'm going to show him. So I got to show him this here.
Many people have been coming on the post. Gervais indeed, because Kirk McVeigh traced himself back to Prophet of Ali, but he really didn't. It's really just an illusion. He never traced himself back to Prophet. I'm not talking about that he went Miss Bay and then Mr. L. Many people have been.
I'm trying to get the part where he shows the lineage.
What this is, and we're going to get it moving. Now, in this chapter right here, this did I streamed and disrespected my whole family a few years ago. I never responded to it. Need to respond to it. But to do it,
I disrespected his family.
Whether it's with me now or it's with some Moors later on. That conversation has to be had because the Moorish Sonship of America as an organization, brick and mortar on the ground, and idealistically has not made a dent on the problems of our society. And the problem is not the organization per se. The problem is not the doctrine or the ideal. It's the people who express the doctrine.
And you one of them.
That's the problem.
With the fake news.
They will be addressed. That's just what it is. They will be addressed. And listen, I'm not going to disrespect nobody. I'm not going to call nobody out their name. I'm not going to be downright gutter dirty like we have witnessed a lot of other people do. No, I'm going to call the truth for what it is. Now, before we get started, let me get on this real quick. In our Holy Quran of the Moorish Temple of America, the chapter people in a way that no one else that I've come across had the point with listen, well, anyway, I'm not talking about a story. I'm not talking about Cook Bay put affairs on his head.
All that about me, now check it. I'm a bad mother. Here you go.
Into the holy and divine, then you take the holy out of the divine. That's what he's trying to do. But I want you to understand that he says out of his mouth that he became a leader. In fact, I want to just show it for those who don't know what I'm talking about.
So that
our prophet teaches us that one that you're equal will raise you up to sovereign power. So he's trying to use that in the form of a crack story. To claim that's how he became a leader. I want you to follow that. Now that's number one. I want you to work with me. That's number one. That's story number one. Now we're going to get into number two. Now we're going to get into story number two. Now, like in Christianity, when Paul wanted to take over, what did he say? He looked in the clouds and then he said, Saul, why you kick at the pricks and why you prosecute me? Every time somebody want to get in leadership, I said it once and I said 1,000 times, they always blame it on some spook. But this time it was the crack god. The crack god told him to get right. Right? He told him to get right. And that's how he became a leader. That's number one. Now let's get into number two. Let's get into number two.
Stop right there.
The service should be provided.
Now, this is the thing. It did.
Let me show you what I mean about this fake lineage. All right?
Now I'm going to show you. I was a grand sheep. Let me see this is. Islam.
Taharka was right. You was on crack.
Yes, baby.
So he rocked. You was on crack.
Yes, baby.
So that was the crack.
Yes, baby.
I told you that.
Yes, and you believe because you took my name. You have penises in your mouth. You have penises in your butt. You gay, I'm not. Bye. See, I got the devils coming out. Let me tell you. None of y'all knew I was on crack till I told you. Ain't that something? Because I was on crack for 8 months. But I was a drug counselor for 3 years. Put 3 months into 3 years, 8 months and 3 left over. And the guy who accepted me as a drug counselor, he knew I was getting high at one time. His name was Reverend Cecil Williams. And Cecil Williams say, I want you to be one of my drug counselors. That's how I got the job. I stopped getting high. Had to be about like 6, 7 months I stopped getting high. I went to his program and graduated. I got a picture of me on stage. They're giving me a kente cloth. I got my black turban on. He didn't tell you that part. He didn't tell you that the man told me and my wife one day, when we met him the last time we seen him, he said, you was one of my best counselors. Most of my clients stayed clean to this day. Must be something in the church. Now, these people, just like this fool that's listening to me, you ain't talking about you don't cry, but you got my name. I named this. These niggas I named. I could have named a lollipop, he'd have been happy. I should have named the living lollipop. Or B-Man. Because he sent me a bunch of pictures of him holding penises. And I asked, this is Couch Bay. Shout out dumb he is. I tried to let him go. He calling me and trying to talk. And you know what the dumb part of it is? He's still trying to hold on to my name. He wasn't A-Sot, nothing, until he met me. His mama told me he was polarized, whatever, bipolar or something. He was crazy as hell. That's what his mama told me. But anyway, so as I sit up here, you know it must be important because most of y'all that's listening to this tape are going to watch it tomorrow because y'all watching the Super Bowl, whatever that is. He stopped watching the Super Bowl to come over here to talk to me. I see the catch is I never lied. Now you think about that. I never try to put myself in a place I don't belong. But anyway, let me show how dumb this Negro is. Why Taharka Trump Jr. is alike. I was a grand sheik before I became a crackhead. When I was in Chicago, see, that's why the nigga don't want to come on the show and challenge me face to face because I got evidence. I got proof. I got facts. He got what somebody told him, and then he tried to tell a story around it. The difference. I got 4 or 5 folders full of pictures and documents. And you know, the thing about it is, I put you out the temple, you still want to come around me. How can you prove me wrong? You still trying to carry my name? You was a punk and a faggot. I'm not trying to carry your name. Okay. I thought I had that letter in here. I got to look at my other stuff. I got my first warrant of authority from Brother All Love Ill in 1980. I didn't become using drugs to 88. I never had no man's penis in my hand. I never stood in the stall trying to look at my booty, but Couch Bay has. Think about that. I got my second warrant of authority from All Love Ill, October the 14th, 1991. I got that in one of these other files. So let me see. So before I went to California, I was the head of a Temple 43. Wait a minute, he said I just become a Grand Sheik, right? So now let me see. All of Ill gave me my first warrant of authority October 4th, 1981. October 4th is my birthday. He gave me my thing on my birthday. So I was a Grand Sheik. And yes, I admit I took a fall. Some of y'all take falls. I don't hold that against you. It's according to where you fell too and how you getting back up. You ain't getting back up. Hey, just like Taharka Trump Jr. He ain't getting back up. He lying. Now y'all have to ask him, why is it you have Rael on the show, and then when you attack him, after you sweet talk him, then you're going to attack him. You put his panties, put his drawers over your head, Now you talking about me. He didn't turn around, took my boxer drawers, and got him on his head as a flag. Look at this picture. And my enemy looking at it like he's something.
So, in this lineage, you got Emil Yale 1928, 1934. But
Boy,
then they got
hold on,
Morris Ill 1934 to 1935. That's a flat out lie. He was not a Supreme Grand Sheik. He was never made a Supreme Grand Sheik, ever, ever, ever. So what they trying to do is they trying to act like that he was a Supreme Grand Sheik. He was never a Supreme Grand Sheik. Never, ever, ever. And then they say Brother E. Walton Bay, 1935 for 36 was a Supreme Grand Sheik. Once again, they're lying again. He was never a Supreme Grand Sheik. Never, ever, ever. So the whole point of the matter is, hold up, this is supposed to be a holy and divine movement. If you inject a lie into the holy and divine, then you take the holy out of the divine.
Okay. This is the question that the nigga ain't answering. Who said that? Who lineage is that? That's Belly Hill's lineage. Wait a minute. That's Belly Hill's lineage. Louis Hill, all them are Belly Hill people. So the false lineage he's talking about ain't got nothing to do with Kirkman Bay. Kirkman Bay got his own messed up thing. He's talking about his own lineage. He's talking about Belly Hill. He talking about that homosexual I had removed from office. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about a homosexual. Think about that. He's talking about a lineage. It ain't Kirkman Bay lineage. It's Belly Hill lineage. Braswell Bay adopted it. After what? After he kicked Belly Hill out the temple. So after he kicked Belly Hill out the temple in 2004, that was no longer Belly Hill's thing. Let me show you. Put this up there, Mo. Let me show you who's lying and who he traced his lineage to. Show that. Now I'm going to read what this says. This was put out. It says, send all official business to the Home Office in care of E. Meat Leo, Supreme Grand Sheik. July the 7th, 1962. Wait a minute. If he died in 34, how is he doing this? Let's go on. To the local board number 85. This is the certified that we, the grand body of the More Scientific America, number one, did on the 15th day of September, 1961, appoint Brother D. Meatleo Sheik, assistant chairman, to the station of acting permanent chairman. He has been and still is filling that station, teaching love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to the grand body and the group of young Muslims, so they will become better citizens of the government in which they live and obey the order. Now check it. Mo, come on, you have to show this. Put this close at the bottom. Put the bottom close. All right, let me show you why I want the bottom close. Look who signed this. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder. Brother E. Leo, Supreme Grand. How he signed something in 62? How him and the prophet signed something in 1962? Then he got Brother D. O'Neill Bay. He signs it. Question, how do dead men sign paper? See, he's trying to point the direction to everybody else but to himself, because he traced himself through who? Belly Hill. Listen, let me show y'all something. This is a letter sent to Brad to this letter here. Sister Ann E. Grand Sheikis, Philadelphia, to Brother E. Meatley of Supreme Grand Sheik Moore Scientific America, 5248 King Drive, Chicago, Illinois. This is what it says. Islam, Brother C. Meatley of Supreme Grand Sheik. How are you? Getting along. I am Sister Ann J. Ill, Grand Sheik of Temple number 11 in Philadelphia. My members need some Qurans, small crescent pins. You have sent me some before. How you sent some before? You've been dead since 1934. Back in, now check what she said. You sent me some before, back in 1973. Well, I was immediately still alive in 73. Now they are in need of some. If you have them, please tell me how much they are, and I will get you the money, etc. Wait a minute. How this is writing a letter to a dead man? Who writing for him? What did he say? He said Kirkman Bay was what? Kirkman Bay was dead in 62. Kirkman Bay was dead in 73. When I met the sister in 1978, Kirkman Bay was dead. He'd been dead since 1959. How in the hell he said Kirkman Bay was faking? But the lineage is two lineages. If you look at what he talking about, he tells you is the lineage, Kirkman Bay, Nelson Bay, Blakely Bay, Olive Hill, and Jones Bay. That's a different lineage. They have nothing to do with the mother brother's name. I got actual letters and documents. I got it where some of the documents I got is where they was trying to hook up so they could send them out. Here go one here. 4th Annual Convention, Chicago, Illinois at Forest Hall, corner of 44th and State Street, September 15th, all the way down to the 20th, 1931. All members attending the convention must be in Chicago no later than September the 15th, 1931. Accommodation will be provided for those in attendance. Refreshments served. Come one, come all, and enjoy yourself. Souvenir programs of this grand affairs will be handed to each attendant at the door on the main convention floor. Hell, I got original Quran. Look at this. Show this, man. That's the original Quran of the Moore Scientific of America. Before you got it colorized. Give it. I'm going to show you another one. This is George Bell-Hill Jr. Boy, George Bell-Hill. This is Bell-Hill's daddy's Quran. Think about it. I got Bell-Hill's daddy Quran. This Quran was given to me by Sister D. Meatley. I had to put some stuff over because her Quran said the Moore's Holy Quran. I say exactly what it tells you right here. The Holy Quran of the Moore Science Temple. I mean, see, he ain't got no stuff like this. He got what Bell-Hill told. Bell-Hill told lies. But anyway, put that tape back up there for a moment. Let's do some more of that tape.
Do you follow what I'm saying? You take the holy out of the divine. You feel me? So at the end of the day, if you take the holy out of the divine, there has to be an alternative. Kirkman Bey wasn't there in 1929 appointed by the prophet or legitimately put in place by any system set aside by the prophet. A fake lineage is not how a divine movement is constructed. So there has to be an alternative. The only thing that survived the prophet Noble Drew Ali was the Sheikhood. And I'm gonna leave that right there. This is not on YouTube yet. It'll be on YouTube soon.
Wait. The
Sheikhood.
Sheikhood.
The prophet was the.
Wait a minute. The nigga lying. Sister D. Me Lil wasn't no sheik. Kirkman Bey wasn't made a sheik. Belly Hill was never made a sheik. How can he be made a sheik and he was never made a supreme grand sheik? Yeah, when I was up there with him in Chicago, there's brothers can bear witness. I had to come out the room to help him, show him how to make adepts. I said, brother, you don't know how to make adepts like that. So Belly Hill made you an adept, and he didn't know how to make it. What you talking about? Before you become a sheik, you gotta be an adept. Before you become a sheik, you gotta be made an adept. Now my enemy, he probably trying to call me. Couch. He trying to call in and put his little 2 cents in. But what does a homosexual got to do with the more scientific? I think he barely ill Jr. So look at it, go ahead, put some more of that tape on. I mean, didn't nobody know I smoked crack till I told you. Y'all think about that. I remember Sister A. Washington, I got the letter. Well, you know, he was a crackhead. I said, but I was in prison too. So you against ex-convicts and crackheads, where's redemption at? It's only the people that gain the greatest height that have reached the lowest low. And when you're lying like Taharka Trump Jr. is, you still in the Twilight damn zone. Go ahead, put the tape on.
Sheikhood. The prophet gave us the blueprint, and we are supposed to put it together from the model that the prophet left us. That's it. That's all. From 1929 to 1928, we are supposed to put it together. That's it. That's all. You follow me? But these people, they wanted to be leaders. They wanted to be the type of people to be in charge, and they wanted to take this issue and deal with it as they wanted to deal with it and leave us behind. So you got these people making up these lineages. Let me get into it. So Harlan Bey was actually a chairman, and he was a sheik. Lewis Bey was actually a chairman, and he was a sheik. Bailey L was a chairman, and he was a sheik. None of these brothers, with all due respect, was ever installed as supreme grand sheiks.
Question, stop it. Question, how he become a supreme grand sheik then? How he become a supreme grand sheik? If Bailey or none of them was supreme grand sheik, how he become a supreme grand sheik? Question. You gotta have lineage. Go ahead. Let's see what else he got to say. Because he's telling on himself, because he's going to say his lineage is Billy Hill.
Council has never been broken. Yes, the Supreme Grand Council broke down in 1934 at the passing of Emilio. That doesn't mean we can't reinstitute it and reinstall it. You know what I mean? Properly by proper appointed sheiks and everything. So the sheikhood didn't go nowhere. The sheikhood didn't go nowhere. And so when Braswell Bey would meet Bailey L, he would bring P. Davis L with him, and he would bring Ra Sadi L with him. And in my
hold it, stop it right there. I I was in California when Braswell Bay started going to Belly Hills Temple. Braswell Bay messed up the temple at 957 East 75th Street in 1985. By 1987, I was in California. They really didn't leave there to 85. You can see their name on paperwork. I got their name on paperwork. I went over there. But he said they brought me with them. I wonder how they brought me with them from California. What, they bring a picture? Go ahead, put it back up there. Did they bring a picture of me? Anybody in Chicago know we didn't hang out together.
To create this line.
Wait a minute. I never was with.
Reclaim the Secretary of State of the movement from the ink.
Who?
I hope you're with me. Press 7 if you're with me. So they created this because the ink had a lineage. Hey, so we need one too. When in fact, Belial was a sheik. All Belial had to do was say, we putting together the sheik board, because he was in his house with his family and a few other faithful people since the time of the prophet. All he had to do was say, we putting together the sheik board.
Wait, stop it right there. Stop it right there. How is he saying they faithful and they're the ones lying to everybody was Supreme Grand Sheiks? The list he just gave you, a Supreme Grand Sheik, does not touch Kirkman Bay. Kirkman Bay Group were the Supreme Grand Moderator and Advisor. All the way up to 80-something. When the judge when they were taking the court, he was taking one of the other Moors to court, and the judge said, let me see your bylaws. And the judge came out and told him he can't be the Supreme Grand Moderator Advisor because the prophet didn't have him. That's why they call themselves Grand Sheiks and Moderators to this day. Go ahead, put some more on there. Nigga make you mad. How you make a homosexual grand?
The story was given that the Supreme Grand Councils and the Supreme Grand Sheik is a lineage that never broke. That was a lie. Now, with that being said, let's go to the next one. So, I'm not going to get into the Braswell Bay and the Belial demonstration because I could do a whole demonstration on that. How Braswell Bay embezzled $10,000 and moved to, went to Africa, and one of the temples put him up on charges. He accused Belial of being gay and all this old crazy stuff to try to sway people to come along with him as he was pulling away and didn't want to address the charges that was.
Nah. Braswell Bay put Belial out the temple in 2004. Belial called me crying about what happened. And he said, when Lane and them get here, I'm going to have all this straight. And I said, what, brother? Yeah, when Lane and them, Braswell Bay called the police and all of them had them all taken out the temple. Now finish with that. I'm going to show you. As you listen to it, you're going to see where they say, they put some invisible charges against Braswell Bay. I'm not saying he didn't steal the 10,000. I'm not saying he didn't do this or that. What I'm saying is this nigga lying. Because Belial was put out the temple. Well, Brother Ryan, how you know? Because they called me to help them in the court case. That's how I know. Beat Braswell Bay. Because Braswell Bay had all the proof against them. They contacted me in 2005 and asked me, Belial, Brother Ryan, what you gonna do about the case? I said, what case, Belial? You know, Braswell Bay taking us to court. I said, he is. I don't know about Braswell Bay taking us to court. He said, you don't know? I said, no. He said, I'm gonna overnight you the mail, you know, because he one of those ex-postmen. He's not an overnight stuff. I got the mail the next day. But if you look into my show, I was doing a blog talk show at that time. If you listen to that show, you hear me say this here. Belial, what? I said, I done won this case before I even left here. They were so glad to see me in Chicago. It's like Rumpelstiltskin dancing around the fire. thinking tomorrow they gonna win. That stuff up there.
That was put up against him and all this in it. So I'm not going to get into that. But the lineage,
He can't.
the lineage is the part, is what I'm talking about, is just not legit. It's just not legit. So here we are. So my position as a Moorish American is that we got to put it together if you're the authentic sheep. But now let's get back to Ra Sadiel. Now the first time he said that him and his crackhead buddies got together and he was high and he said he heard the voice, said, get right, get right.
Says
right.
Get right,
So
stay right.
He got right, and here he is. Well, in this demonstration here, he also uses, this is number 2. He says that P. Davis L. put him on. Now, at first he said 88. This is number 2. First he says 88 is when he
Okay. Hold on, stop it right there. Keep the picture up. Keep the picture up. Keep the picture up. I'm gonna show you how this nigga don't know what he's talking about. Keep the picture up. See, this why the nigga can't have me on this show. He lying out both pantyhose legs. Let me show y'all something. No, y'all, move. Can you see it?
Yes.
You can see it?
Yes, sir.
Bang! Let's go to the other side. I had 2 warrants of authority from those Moors. The first one was for the temple. Look what it says. Our brother P. Davis Hill, Grand Sheik of the Moor Scientific America, and sole officer acting as Supreme Grand Body, do hereby issue a personal warrant of authority on October 15, 1993 AD. He gave me a personal warrant of authority. Personal. They made it where I could make adepts and sheiks and set aside temples, nigga. That was given to me October the 17th. The first one I got, what happened? Okay. That's why he ain't sick, because I got evidence. I got the documents. Oh, no. Oh, no, you can't mess with me. Here you go. Let me go back. I'm going to let you go back to this. Here you go, Mom. This is why we say the third Supreme Grand Sheik was none other than Percy Davis Hill. He was the third actual Supreme Grand Sheik, voted in by the Grand Body, taken up and appointed by the Grand Body and accepted by the Grand Body. The prophet said tomorrow, October the 16th, 1928, at the first convention, the prophet said, tomorrow I'm going to appoint 7 men tried and true and accepted by you. We did the same thing with Brother P. Davis Hill. Now, I want y'all to recall, I was in California all this time. They made me the grand governor of the state of California. So all the time he told me I was riding with them, I was in California. I met Belly Hill before they did. I listened to that line Braswell Bay tell them on one thing, yes, you see the 102 right here got his from me. I had my 102 in 1978 from the sister Pearl Ali. I got an original one from Sister Pearl Ali. Go ahead, put the thing on the sign.
He puts out this letter with, it is said that this letter was falsified in the name of P. Davis L., but let's read it. Our brother P. Davis L., Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America and Chairman of the Supreme Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America, do hereby issue a warrant of authority on this date, July 20, 1993. Ain't that a coincidence? July 20th. Okay, P. Davis L. was the one that came with Braswell Bay to join Bailey L. when they would discover him in his house. Bailey L. is is the only Moorish American that had no connection whatsoever to the Kirkman Bay faction, none whatsoever. His information extends directly from Prophet Noble Drew Ali, his grandparents, Emily L.
Stop it right there. Stop it right there. Now you hear what he's saying, but he's telling you about the false Supremes. False Supreme Morrison Hill, False Supreme Lewis Hill, False Supreme Walton Hill, False Supreme Bailey. He's telling you about all the false Supremes that's under the list of what? Grand Temple number 1. Who was the head of Grand Temple number 1? Meatley Hill. Who took over Grand Temple number 1? Meatley Hill's wife. Who ain't that something? He tells on himself, but anyway, that's why he can't talk to me. Go ahead, put the rest of it up there.
Ink whatsoever. Anything that Bailey L. would have connected to the ink, whether it be charms or anything like that, he adopted that later. He had no connection whatsoever to them. He had a straight connection to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, his family's connection. Now, let me go on down. The Moorish Science Temple of America, deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to propagate the faith and extend the learning and the truth of the great Prophet Ali in America, to anoint, appoint, and consecrate missionaries of the Prophet. It says, this warrant of authority gives Ra-El, talking about Ra-Sadiel, the power in the state of California to act as official act as an official of the Moorish Science Temple of America through the guidance of the Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Home Office at any time can revoke or suspend this charge. Now suspend this warrant of authority. Now let's stop right there. Number 1, his authority was for the state of California, and it was through P. Davis L. according to this. But now listen, there's word is that this is even jacked up. Like this is a forgery. That's what was said. I don't know how true it is.
Who told? Wait. You notice that?
This is just another.
Stop it for a moment.
P. Davis L. right here.
You know, it seemed that he's having all these people tell him something. But the people in California knew who I was. Who all knew I was something in California? The governor Dukakis. Jerry Brown, the other governor. Oh. Willie Brown. Now, Willie Brown was hooked up with Kamala Harris at that time. Let me see. I was going to Glide Memorial Church, working there. Everybody there knew me as a Grand Sheik. Wait a minute. I turned in my warrant of authority that all of Hill gave me, and I joined up with Bailey Hill and them in 1992. And I told him, I said, listen, I can't follow no faggot. You can't get it?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I couldn't follow no faggot. Faggot can't tell me nothing. That's why this faggot here keep calling. He can't tell me nothing. Well, you know, that's right. Yeah, I ain't never lied on myself. But anyway, so now, Bailey Hill, they just elected him when I came to Chicago in 92 at the convention. I represented Temple 43 of San Francisco. I was the head of Temple 43 in San Francisco. And I came to the convention. I raised a lot of static because I asked questions and stuff. And I told them I'm gone. Now, I met Braswell Bay and Bailey Hill and them and P. Davis Hill. And we was talking. I said, I can't come with y'all, brother. Why not, Brother Riley? You know the law better than us. I said, I know, Mom. I said, but I can't follow a faggot. I said, y'all just appointed Bailey Hill as your Supreme Grand Sheik. Oh, Mo, we can change that. I said, when you change it, call me. in 2019, sitting in Belly Hill's house. I brought that up. I said, Belly Hill, in 1992, in November, is when I joined up with the temple because they removed you from office. He said, no, they did that in October. I said, I can't talk about October because I wasn't there in October. I can't talk about what I don't know. See, that's the difference to me and Taharka Trump Jr. I can't talk about what I don't know. What I can't explain and look into and bring to you, I can't talk about that. Now, they say that Brownsville Bay stole $10,000 allegedly to go to Africa. He went to Africa, to Ghana, but he didn't steal no money because he wasn't ahead of nothing. At that time, he went to Ghana. P. Davis Hill was the Supreme Grand Chief. When Brownsville Bay came back and he became the head, brother, I ain't gonna say the brother's name because I like the brother. The brother, the Baymo, the ill, he gave Brownsville Bay like $700 of dope to hold from reefer. Brownsville Bay used it up and he was gonna bust him in the head and come to the meeting, and they paid it off. See, they paid it off. Now in 2000, like I said, in 2004, me and Belly Hill was steady talking, and he got put out the temple. And I told him, I said, brother, I told you you're gonna do that. Just like I told the child molester, just like I told Lane Neal, just like I told Satalia, I said, use you up, then he's gonna throw you out. See, they try to buy me off and make me the Supreme Grand Minister, and I said, no, Joe, that won't go. That's what my famous call is. It's called the controversy is. It sounds good, but you can't get rid of the grand body. But then this guy, I do believe that Taharka Trump Jr. was standing next to Belly Hill in a videotape done in 2015 when Belly Hill confessed. He said the Supreme Grand Council overthrew the grand body in 1995. I got that paperwork here too. And I'm the only one that represented the grand body in 1995. And this is what that punk Belly Hill told me. Belly Hill said, we the Supreme Grand Chiefs. I mean, we the Supreme Grand Council. We can change anything the prophet said. I said, show me that in law. He couldn't show me in law. I said, your lips moving. I said, you cannot turn in. Then in other words, we don't have no divine laws enough because you can change the prophet's teaching at any time. I said, that's the problem. Your mama did that, your grandmama. Don't talk about my grandmama. I said, that's what she did. Now Taharka is saying what? He's saying that Brownsville Bay is living up according to those names of people he said that wasn't Supreme Grand Chief, but that's his lineage. Go ahead. That's Belly Hill lineage. Go ahead.
That's another number two of how he became in power, how he come into power. All right. Now let's go on down and look at how he dashes out of power. Now, this one here is supposed to be from P. Davis L. Also, you see that right there? Brother P. Davis L. there, Brother P. Davis L. right here. And this is supposed to how he is removed, or he removes himself from power. Let's go ahead and read it and see what it says. So we got two ways he got in. Supposedly, I, P. Davis L. Grand Chief of the Moorish Science Temple of America, chairman of the Moorish body, Supreme Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America, do hereby declare that I still, now who says this after a person is removed? That I still recognize Bro Rael as being a sole representative of the Moorish Science Temple of America in the state of California. And it was his choice to resign from the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America due to the issues that stood before him and myself and others on the Supreme Grand Council of the MSTAB, as he was already an executive. So this speaks, I mean, it reeks of a forgery. For number one, if you're leaving an organ,
Stop it right there. Let me stop it right there. I'm gonna show a picture that when they came to my temple, I had a charter and I had their warrant of authority. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. I had a charter and I had their warrant of authority on my wall. Who had the charter? They didn't. I had the charter before I met them. Right, you had a charter before you met them, yes. I got my charter from the original temple number 17 with Sister Asap Bay. She was a governor. Governors can give out charters. They can make adepts. Wait a minute. I'm trying to see if I got that picture up in here. So now, if it's the governor that makes adepts, sheets, and you can look in the old Moorish guides and see this. Here you go. Show that picture. That's Brother P. Davis Hill in my temple. We had a meeting. I sent for him in 1993. Wait a minute. I want to show the back too. Now, this is the warrant of authority they gave me. Look at that. But I want you to turn the picture around one more time. Please look behind the back of P. Davis Hill, the Supreme Grand Sheik at that time. Is that not a charter? I had a charter before. That's why he said he still recognized me as an executive ruler. Because before I met him, I've already got that position. I got that position from one of the adepts, governors. Let me say it again. Go look her up. Temple 17. Go look up her governorship. But that's another story. But the brother saying, but P. Davis Hill knew about it. Braswell Bay knew about it. Billy Hill knew about it. A couple more people on the Supreme Grand Council knew about it. He said, so why would he still recognize you? Wait a minute. He recognized me in the beginning. Y'all don't get that? I went up there to whoop Billy Hill's ass for stealing my money. That's when they found out Billy Hill had all the money in his bank account. And that he was spending the temple money out of his bank account. He ain't talking about that. But anyway, play some more.
Will be a representative. Number two, how are you an executive ruler when an executive ruler is a member of the Supreme Grand Council? But mind you, these Moors didn't even know the function of the Supreme Grand Council at this time. I got letters to prove that. They didn't know the difference between the Supreme Grand Council and the Supreme Body or the Grand Body. And they arguing in letters about that. So they don't even know the function of the Grand Council at this time. But it says he was already an executive ruler. We trust that our separation, his position doesn't harden, whereas we cannot come back together as a grand body. As for Jama Mora Bey, he now holds the same membership as the role he did when he brought him over with you. I, Supreme Grand Sheik, revoke his warrant of authority as he didn't send. None of this stuff makes sense. This is like really uneducated manipulation right here, because you can see right through it. Now listen to it one more time. I, the Supreme Grand Sheik.
Wait. If I had a charter and stuff before I met him, now I tell you how that worked. They knew I had the charter. And this is what Braswell Bay said. You're gonna have to put that down, Mo. I said, okay, I'll put it down, Mo. Go look it up in Robert Rules of Order and see what that means. I tabled it. In other words, I kept it on the wall, but I wasn't using it. But because of who I was, they gave me all the authority anyway. I can make adepts and sheiks. Mm-hmm. This Negro couldn't make adepts and sheiks. Taharka, Trump Jr., nobody over there under Brad Belle let him make adepts and sheiks. Belle didn't let him make adepts and sheiks. See, that's why he didn't have me on the show, because I got more proof than he got. I got more evidence than he got. Well, it doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute. It doesn't make any sense. You left. I'm going to close out with this here, because we can do some more next week. Let me see your Morris literature. Because mine's upstairs. It says, divine warning by the prophet Noble Drew Ali, page 14. Go to the right column, and it says this here. All true Moors will and must obey the laws as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their cards, buttons, cease wearing their turbans and fezzes, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. Here you go. Let's look at that. First, he was following the false prophet. Prophet Sample Bay. Simple, I call him Simple Bay. He's following Mr. Simple Bay as a prophet. You can see him interviewing Simple Bay. Simple Bay tells him on the interview, I made you, nigga. Go look at the video. It's on his own video. Then he turned around. Now, for some reason, he never interviewed Billy Hill. He never contacted Billy Hill to interview Billy Hill. Why didn't he interview Billy Hill? Because Billy Hill was through with the nigga. Let me tell you what the law says. If you lose confidence in the prophet, who represents the prophet? Your Supreme Grand Sheik. Your Supreme Grand Sheik represents the prophet. That's his position. His position, all authority and power was given to him by the prophet. And it's through him that all these things take place. Read your literature. The prophet said, all power in heaven and hell is mine, I give it to you. What's the power in hell? You live in hell now. The power to avoid the devil, the power to leap mountains in a single bound. But Taharka ain't no minister. He's not in religion. He into getting his stuff the way he want to. That's why I named him Trump Jr. Fake news, fake conversation. He never questioned Billy Hill. When Billy Hill died, he had another brother, Dandridge, as his Supreme Grand Sheik. So who made him a Supreme Grand Sheik? I got all the papers that they made me an officer. They made me this and I was this and that. Where is that? Billy Hill didn't make him nothing. Matter of fact, the charter he got is my charter. Because Billy Hill didn't have no charters when Braswell Bay kicked him out the temple. In 2005, I took Billy Hill a copy of my charter so he can make charters. The nationality cards he got from Billy Hill. The questionnaire he got from Billy Hill. He got all that from, why didn't he give it back to Billy Hill? The descendant nature he's talking about all these fake Supreme Grand Sheiks is in his lineage. Look what I say is in his lineage. He traced himself through Belial. Who I trace myself through? George Cookbay, the prophet. Back in the days when you got a nationality card, you got your card this way. You got the front part and the back who issued you your card. If you issued a card by the Grand Sheik of Temple number 11, he had his name on it. You have to be able to trace yourself. Back of my nationality card, the original card I had was George Cookbay. Under George Cookbay card, Prophet Drew Ali. You can't get no closer than that other than the prophet. This Negro got a fake prophet, simple bait. Then he got a homosexual, Belial, and he trying to teach y'all something. What he's doing is throwing up a cloud so y'all can't see the truth. And those of y'all that like shit, you're going to go there. He got one of my members talking about, yeah, see, I got one of your members. I said, all you did was thin the line of my ranks of hypocrites and liars. Then within 6 months, he called me, text me, talking about that guy that betrayed him. I said, I told you he was a hypocrite. Who do you think coming over there from my group? Nobody from my group can come over there that has faith in the law and the prophet. Why would they go there? Nobody would go to your temple from my temple that believe in Allah and the prophet. You ain't married to that hoe. Think about that. Let me show you. I ain't had a girlfriend in decades. I ain't had a girlfriend in decades. I've taken to myself a wife 4 times. I ain't had a girlfriend. I ain't trying to make a baby with a hooker. You know, America is good because they allow you to take somebody else's name. See, this is me. Show that, man. That's just 2 of my wives. Now, the sister that you see standing with me, I married her in the church in Mississippi. She was the apostolical girl. That's right. I ain't had no. He said, yeah, see, Allah you unite 2 hearts. Wait a minute. So you didn't take into yourself a wife. Allah did this, huh? Allah's causing this masturbation. Allah's doing this crazy stuff. You will blame all your fault on Allah. The reason that he can't come on my show and talk, because I'm going to call him what he is, a punk and a faggot. A liar. Just like this little punk and faggot called me. Now, I tried to give him, I'm sure I tried to give him a play. Didn't I say last week, Mo? Couch Baby. I'm going to call him Couch Baby from now on. Call him by his slave name, huh?
As long as you did.
And he going to call me and talk about this brother right. But you got my name. You trying to use my name. Your fame to being anything is through me. You can't even piss standing up without me. But anyway, Islam, Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. Next week, part 3. Listen to it.
The controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the
We're telling you about 1995 to 1990.
the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy. What is this? Today we're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The chief minister ain't this. The chief minister that. I didn't form nothing. Nothing. All I did was continue what was trying to be discontinued. 1995, Supreme Grand Council, that is, stood up and say the proper grand body is no more. And I said, no, Joe, that won't go. No, Joe, that won't go. That won't go here. I said I would continue on. They said, well, Brother Rael, we're going to make you a supreme member of the Supreme Grand Council. I say, all is well with that idea. Well, guess what? The grand body still. The grand body still is the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. We're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. What is this? Today we're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The chief minister ain't this. The chief minister that. I didn't form nothing. Nothing. All I did was continue what was trying to be discontinued. 1995, Supreme Grand Council, that is, stood up and say the proper grand body is no more. And I said, no, Joe, that won't go. No, Joe, that won't go. That won't go here. I said I would continue on. They said, well, Brother Rael, we're going to make you a supreme member of the Supreme Grand Council. I said, all is well with that idea. Well, guess what? The grand body still, but the grand body still is the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy.